Welcome, Climate Viewers. This is Jim Lee from ClimateViewer News at ClimateViewer.com. It's a beautiful Monday, and I don't know if you heard, but last Thursday, 6 lightning bolts struck the same spot in front of the Washington, D.C. White House, killing 3, injuring 1. And it's hella coincidental, the series of events that led up to it. So I just want to throw this out there. We're going to go through the step-by-step how this relates to Nancy Pelosi flying to Taiwan and all the coincidences. Maybe it's just a coincidence. You let me know in the comments. I don't know. Been talking about lightning control, laser lightning rods, the ability to steer lightning for many years now. And this one seems highly coincidental. That being said, if you can, go over to connect.climateviewer.com, find all my things, hit that subscribe button, follow me over on YouTube. You will see this anywhere and everywhere. You can download this, do whatever you like to with it. Let's get into it. So before we do this, just mentioned, am I muted? I'm not muted. It says I'm not muted. Maybe sound check. There's no way I'm muted. Anyway, moving along. So I mentioned that I was doing some podcasts. Got links in the details to those. BitChute right here. I didn't think I was muted. Bruh's trolling me. I'm like, no, I see the thing. It's moving. Anyway, I was on The Missing Link with Jesse Hall, and links to the interview are now in the details. That was also on, you can watch it on BitChute, Twitter, or his Facebook page. I was also on with Hrvoje Morić. Freaking hella interesting interview there. We got into some pretty serious stuff. You could check that out. And this is a great little shout out I got. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this channel, but Monkey Works US with 652,000 subscribers in his SITREP, which is situation report, SITREP 80322 weather modification, went through the weather modification history timeline, and boy did that bring a whole lot of people over to the website for the first time. So thank you to Monkey Works. I did thank him via email for giving a shout out, and that's pretty freaking epic. That being said, enough tooting my horn. What's the coincidence here? So let's just blow this up so everybody can read it, because in case you missed it, they deleted this tweet. All right. Now, this is from a China state affiliated media reporter. And let's be real, chat. If you don't know, in China, if you work for China state affiliated media, generally speaking, you don't speak unless you're told to speak. So I find it highly ironic, and I did include the fact check where the fact checkers were like, yo, this was just some journalist speaking. Hell, I'll bring it up on the screen right now. They're like, fact check. Did China threaten to shoot down Nancy Pelosi's plane if she visited? Misleading. That specific tweet was made by a Chinese journalist in a since deleted tweet. The Chinese government warned of military action if Pelosi traveled to the island, but did not explicitly say they would shoot down her plane. Bro, fact checkers make me want to throw up. I mean, this is from checkyourfact.com. But anyway, screw them. Let's go back to this. All right. So I'm just going to, for a second, just do this. This is what he said. If U.S. fighter jets escort Pelosi's plane into Taiwan, it is invasion. The People's Liberation Army has the right to forcibly dispel Pelosi's plane and U.S. fighter jets, including firing warning shots and making tactical movement of obstruction. If ineffective, then shoot them down. Now, if a Chinese journalist is saying this from, quote, China state-affiliated media, then it is reasonable to assume that either this dude was shooting his mouth off and is now dead, or this was a sanctioned statement, because you don't get it. There is no free speech in China, especially among journalists. So we have the threat. This happened on July 29th, 2022. Then on the 2nd, August 2nd, Nancy Pelosi flew to Taiwan. SPAR-19 becomes the most tracked flight of all time using Flight Tracker. This is Flight Radar 24. And here's their actual tweet on that. When it happened, this is at 10:11 a.m. August 2nd, 2022. And here is Nancy flying in. And it says right here, United States Air Force plane. That's the flight. So we know 29th threat made. On the 2nd, Nancy lands. Then on August 3rd, Pelosi leaves Taiwan after trip triggers biggest Beijing drills since 1995. And she quickly, got the hell out of there. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi left Taiwan Wednesday after a visit that inflamed U.S. tensions with China, which is responding with its largest military drills in more than 25 years, and what experts warned could be seen as an act of war. Okay, so now we've set the scene. China threatens, hey, don't go to Taiwan. We're about to Ukraine that beach. All right. Because China has full intentions of, just ending the debate and making Taiwan part of China, permanently. Just like Russia is doing with Ukraine. That's why it's a big deal. Everybody should already know this. So it really, I don't know what the hell she was doing. I'm not going to get into that. Not going to speculate. It is probably a distraction, Super Dave, like you're saying. But regardless, it's highly coincidental that then this occurred. So she gets out of town on the 3rd, August 3rd. The very next day, 3 killed in Washington, D.C. lightning strike. And wait for it, was climate change to blame? Bro, I swear to God, these technocrats could make anything about climate change. So, of course, what caused the deadly lightning strike in Washington, D.C.? Last week's hot, humid conditions. Let's go to a different one. Same story, different outlet, except they use Fahrenheit and Celsius for everybody else watching outside of America. The hot, humid conditions in Washington, D.C. on Thursday were primed for electricity. Air temperatures topped out at 94 degrees Fahrenheit, 34 degrees Celsius, or 5 degrees Fahrenheit, 3 degrees Celsius higher than the 30-year normal maximum temperature for August 4th, according to the National Weather Service. More heat can draw more moisture into the atmosphere while encouraging rapid updraft, 2 key factors for charged particles which lead to lightning. Now, this is the problem I find with this. So they're going to say, and I should have had this one up, dry lightning, California. Just going to look that up real quick. So they're saying that because it was hotter in DC, 3 degrees Celsius hotter than the 30-year average, blah, 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 global warming. Okay? Global warming caused this lightning strike. But then explain this to me. Because, I mean, you can't have it both ways, right? Dry lightning, California. Dry lightning sparked the most destructive wildfires in California. Dry lightning sparks some of the most destructive, costly wildfires. Dry lightning sparks, it's just over and over again. So in California, if there's, no moisture in the air and no rain present, lightning causes fires. But in Washington, D.C., because it was hot, there was more moisture in the air, which caused the lightning. So which is it? Oh, it's both. But it's climate change. It's climate change when it's dry and it starts fires in California. It's climate change when it's wet and moist in DC and that causes lightning. I call bullshit. But anyway, back to the story. So what I find interesting about this and really suspect, lightning strike near White House leaves 3 dead, 1 injured. Okay? And there's actually video of this, which you can see right here. This is the actual bolt. I don't have the screen up. We'll do it again. This is the actual bolt. All right. So looks pretty normal-ish, except that it seemed to strike multiple times. I only counted 3, but wouldn't you know it, turns out it was more than 3. So interestingly enough, when you go down here, Chris Vygotsky, an analyst for Viasala, which operates a national lightning detection network, I met them at the 21st Conference on Planned and Inadvertent Weather Modification at the American Meteorological Society's 98th annual meeting. I shook hands with some Viasala people and I was talking to them about my ClimateViewer and doing some lightning detection. Anyway, side story. Viasala said in a message that there was a 6-stroke lightning flash near the White House that hit the same point on the ground. Well, let me reiterate that because maybe it didn't sink in. There was a 6-stroke lightning flash that occurred at 6:49 p.m. August 4th, right after the Pelosi incident, right after China threatened America. 6 lightning bolts hit the same spot in the park across right in front of the White House. Now, that seems hella coincidental to me. Now, Donna Mueller, 75, and James Mueller, 76, a couple that lived in Janesville, Wisconsin, celebrating their 56th wedding anniversary, and Brooks A. Lambertson, 29, a Los Angeles bank employee, have been identified among the dead, according to authorities. And of course, the lone survivor, was a 28-year-old woman from Newbury Park, Amber Escudero Contastathis? What a hell of a name. In stable condition at DC. The Secret Service men, rushed in to save the people. The interesting facts about this, and let me see if I can find it. I believe it's further down here about the numbers when you consider, how often people die from lightning. So, generally speaking, lightning kills 23 people in the United States in an average year. The fatalities from Thursday's strike in the district, plus another in Baltimore County, boosted 2022's lightning toll to 13, exceeding last year's total of 11. So this doesn't happen very often. It's very rare. And generally speaking, and it's in one of the references I have here, I believe 90%, and obviously it's buried in here, but riddle me this. 90% of people who are struck by lightning live. Okay? 6 lightning bolts hit the same spot right outside the White House, right after Nancy Pelosi left Taiwan, right after the Chinese government, through a journalist of their state media, threatened to shoot down her plane. And then they started sending ballistic missiles into the ocean and flying all over Taiwan and flexing and flexing and flexing. It's kind of creepy. I think that one of the comments to the original tweet is absolutely hilarious, and pretty much says it the best. Deplorable sympathizer at VA Warrior 87 said, "Paper tiger growls loudest when weakest." And they don't like that kind of thing. I can promise you that. But it's hella coincidental that 6 lightning bolts all struck the same spot, right outside the White House, right after all of this. So you let me know, is this just coincidence? I normally don't even make videos like this, but this one, like, you know, the hair on my arm stood up. My gut said, no, something's wrong with this. And then I started thinking about, oh yeah, well, there was that whole Taiwan thing. I'm looking around at the sequence of events. And yeah, I mean, according to Chris, if you look at his picture here, and I'll bring it up again. This is from his tweet. We'll get out of the way for this one. Between 2010 and 2021, 289 cloud-to-ground flashes occurred within a 1 mile of the White House, an average of 24 per year. And this is the map of where all the lightning bolts have struck during that time. Now, this was in Lafayette Park. This is where the people died on last Thursday. But the interesting part for me is the coincidence of the coincidental sequence of events. You let me know what you think in the comments, because and I'll bring this up just for the record so that we're all on the same page here. I'm going to go to weathermodificationhistory.com because maybe some of you guys don't know about this. So I'm going to bring this up real quick. Weathermodificationhistory.com. I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to lightning control. Just lightning control. So back in the day, the military had, do it again. Damn it. I'm going to go to lightning control, and as far back as 1956 through 1967, they had Project Skyfire, which was about preventing forest fires with cloud seeding to control lightning. In the 96 through 98, triggered lightning avoidance for space launches. This is at the University of Florida, and that is actually a lightning bolt riding down a wire from a rocket. But now we have laser-guided rocket, laser-guided lightning rods. So the interesting thing I think about this, when I look at all of this stuff, is this, that when you have technology like this that can fire a laser into the sky to steer a lightning bolt down onto a location. And, here's another example. This is the United States military making a laser guided discharge straight path and discharge voltage reducing. But now we didn't see a straight lightning bolt. So clearly we're not talking about a case where somebody fired a freaking laser like Terra Mobile and was able to steer that lightning bolt on that spot. But is there a way to create a negatively charged location, say from a space-based platform, some way to charge the ground to then get the lightning to all come to that spot? Why would 6 lightning bolts, 6 strikes hit the same spot? And I understand that was an elderly couple. 90% of people tend to survive lightning strikes, but 3 of the 4 people died, one of which was 28 years old. The 29-year-old lady survived. It's just hella coincidental. That being said, Thunderstruck in DC, Nancy Pelosi sparking up a storm in Taiwan, and this is a hell of a creepy story. So let me know, send me your links, your details. If there's something I missed, if there's more to the story, send them my way. You can find that at connect.climateviewer.com. My email's on there, my phone number and all that stuff. It's jim@climateviewer.com. Lightning. Creepy. The kind of weather control we don't even want to think about. But used as a weapon, possibly. Act of God, I don't know. Climate change, I think not. Hella creepy. Had to be talked about. Catch you tomorrow on a Tuesday news day, and with information comes power. With power comes great responsibility. So please use the information I provide on these silly videos and ClimateViewer.com and all my other websites to attack ideas, not people. Please don't shoot lightning bolts at us or me, especially me. If the video resonates with you, leave me a comment because I love hearing from you all. First time here, be sure to subscribe and click the bell. Yeah! Remember, it would be impossible for me to do this without your support, so please join my Patreon or buy me a coffee on PayPal. And always, attack ideas, not people.